Hello, my dear students. How are you all? I am your English teacher. My name is Akilaga, and I welcome you all in this session. Due to coronavirus, don't go outside, stay home, stay safe, and keep yourself clean. In last video, we completed full story of lesson number 3, Blackwood House. Now let me tell you the short summary of lesson number 3, that we have learned that Mr. Cooper was an estate agent. He was doing business of selling houses. When Dr. Norton came to him and asked him about house, Mr. Cooper was showing many houses, but they all were expensive. But at last Dr. Norton saw one notice, and then Dr. Norton asked Mr. Cooper, what is the cost of this house? Then Mr. Cooper said it is Blackwood House and its cost is £1,000. And Dr. Norton said it is suitable for me and its cost is very low. It is the cheapest house. And before that, Mr. Cooper was showing all the houses, they were expensive. So Dr. Norton thought this house is suitable for me and it is in middle of the town. So I'm a doctor, so I should live in the middle of the town. And that's why Dr. Norton decided to buy this house. But then Dr. Norton asked Mr. Cooper what is the reason that the price is very low. And Mr. Cooper said there are some strange stories related to this Blackwood house. Then Dr. Norton asked, tell me truth about this house. Then Mr. Cooper said the owner of this Blackwood house was Miss Warley, and she was not a happy woman. So before 2 years she died, and she loved this house so much. So every night Miss Warley's spirit, ghost, comes to this house, and that's why nobody wants to purchase this house. That's why its price is very low. Then Dr. Norton said, I don't believe in this type of stories, but I want to purchase this house. Then Mr. Cooper cautions him again and again, advise him, don't purchase this house, don't buy this house. Once you purchase this, then it's very difficult to sell this house. Then Dr. Norton said, ask the owner of this house that I want to sleep one night. I want to spend one night in this house, in Blackwood house. Then Dr. Norton requested Mr. Cooper, you write down and take permission from Mr. Warley, brother of Miss Warley, and on next Tuesday I will sleep in Blackwood house, and if I will not find any white visitor in the house, I will purchase this house. Then on Tuesday at night 12 o'clock, when Dr. Norton was reading his book, just at the gate, slowly the door opened, and Dr. Norton asked some question, who are you, why have you come here? And the white visitor did not speak anything. Again, Dr. Norton asked, "What is your name and why have you come here? Who are you?" And the white visitor ordered Dr. Norton, "Go. Go, this house is mine. You go from here, from this house. You have not a right to stay in this house. This house is mine." So Dr. Norton said, "You go. I will not go from this house. I won't go. I will finish this book. You go." Then Dr. Norton threw the book at the ghost, at the white visitor, and then Dr. Norton pulls the cloth, white cloth, from the face of the white visitor, and then with his surprise, Dr. Norton saw that it was Mr. Cooper. Mr. Cooper was the white visitor, and then Dr. Norton asked, "Why have you come here at this time, 12 o'clock? If you want to do business, then okay, we can deal. Then tell me what is the matter." Then Mr. Cooper said, "I want to purchase this house, but I have only 200 pounds and bank was ready to give me a loan of 600 pounds. So total I have 800 pounds, but the house price is 1000 pounds. So I need 200 pounds, and that's why I was waiting for 200 pounds. I was waiting that when the price falls from 1000 to 800 pounds, then I will purchase this house. But that's why I advise you again and again. I told you don't buy this house. There are some strange stories." And then Dr. Norton said, "It means you are the white visitor, Mr. White Visitor Cooper." Then Dr. Norton said, can I reveal this truth in front of public? Can I tell all the people that the white visitor is Mr. Cooper?" Then Mr. Cooper said, No, please don't tell anyone, Dr. Norton. I will lose all my business. If you tell this secret to the people, then nobody will purchase house from me and I will lose all my business." Then Dr. Norton said, "Why did not you think of that before? You must think this before. Now you have done this. Now good night. I don't want to talk with you, Mr. Visitor, Mr. White Visitor Cooper. I just want to finish my book and then I will have a good night's sleep. I will come to your office tomorrow at 10 o'clock and buy the house. Good night, Mr. Cooper. Good night." And then the story is over. At last, Dr. Norton purchased the house, and then at 10 o'clock early in the morning, Mr. Cooper sold the Blackwood house to Dr. Norton. Here we have completed full lesson. Now let's learn question answers, reading comprehension. So first let's learn glossary, some meanings. First meaning, estate agent means a person who deals in selling property or houses, means land or houses, who deals like broker. Second meaning, discourage means disappoint. Third one, haunted means terrified, terrible, horrible. Then fourth meaning, strange means odd, mysterious. Then certainly means absolutely. There are only 5 meanings. Now let's solve question answers. First question, who was Mr. Cooper? Who came to meet him? So already we know that Mr. Cooper was an estate agent, and then who came to meet him? Dr. Norton. So Mr. Cooper was an estate agent, means broker. Dr. Norton came to meet him to purchase the house, to buy the house. Second question, why, according to Mr. Cooper, was it difficult to get houses in Overwood? Remember that when Dr. Norton came to Mr. Cooper, when Dr. Norton asked for the prices of house, then Mr. Cooper said it is very difficult to get houses in Overwood in low price. So according to Mr. Cooper, it was difficult to get, it was hard to get houses in Overwood because a lot of people were coming to live there and there was not much property available. Means Mr. Cooper said in Overwood place there are lots of people coming to live here and that's why there is not much property available. The prices were going up every week and people could not get houses, and the prices were going up means high every week the prices were going to change and people could not get houses. That's why due to prices, high prices, expensive, people could not get houses. Third one, what was Dr. Norton's budget? How much did the owner of Blackwood House quote as its price? Means Dr. Norton wants his budget was about £2,000. So Dr. Norton's budget was about £2,000 and perhaps means maybe he could pay a little more, means £2,100. The owner, how much did the owner of Blackwood House quote as its price? Means what was the price of Blackwood House? The owner of Blackwood House quoted 1,000 as its price. First it was 4,000, then 3,000 and then 1,000. Fourth question, why did Dr. Norton prefer to buy Blackwood House instead of all the other houses Mr. Cooper mentioned? Prefer means desire, wish. Why did Dr. Norton wished to buy Blackwood House instead of all other houses that Mr. Cooper mentioned, showed? So Dr. Norton preferred means wish to buy Blackwood House because it was in the middle of town where a doctor ought to live, means should live. A doctor should live in the middle of the town and well within his budget. His budget was £2,000, but the Blackwood House price was only £1,000. That's why Dr. Norton preferred this house, and the other houses were too expensive, like £6,000 or £5,500. Dr. Norton did not want to spend the money in other houses. So that's why Dr. Norton preferred to buy Blackwood House. Fifth one, what do we learn about the original owner of Blackwood House? So we know that the original owner of Blackwood House was a woman named Miss Warley, the sister of Mr. Warley, who had died there 2 years earlier, means before 2 years she died. She was not a happy woman, but she had loved her home and came back in the night to visit it. Means people believed that Miss Warley comes to Blackwood House because she loved her home very much and she was not a happy woman. She was seen in the white dress that she used to wear when she was alive and was therefore called the White Visitor. And she used to wear white dress. She liked white dress so much and that's why people called her the White Visitor. She came in white dress, that's why people called her White Visitor. Next one, what according to Mr. Cooper would happen at midnight in Blackwood House at 12 o'clock? So according to Mr. Cooper, the White Visitor would enter Dr. Norton's bedroom at midnight, and the doctor would neither get any sleep nor be happy in Blackwood house. Means Mr. Cooper told this to Dr. Norton that at night, at midnight, at 12 o'clock, you will not sleep properly due to white visitor. When the white visitor will come at midnight, you will not get sleep and you will not be happy in Blackwood house, nor be happy in Blackwood house. And seventh one, describe Dr. Norton's experience with the white visitor in Blackwood house. So when the white visitor entered Dr. Norton's bedroom, the latter was not a bit frightened. The latter means Dr. Norton was not a bit frightened, means little. Dr. Norton was not afraid. He demands that the white visitor speak to him, and when the apparition tells him to go. Apparition means ghost, spirit. When the white visitor told him to go, he refuses. He said, "No, I will not." He refuses to go. He urged the white visitor to go instead. Means he told white visitor, "You go," saying he wants to finish his book. Dr. Norton said, "I want to finish this book. You go from here." Finally, he throws the book at the white visitor, and when the apparition moves aside to avoid being hit, he jumps out of bed and pulls off the cloth of the white visitor's face, and he removed the cloth from the white visitor's face, and then he knew that he was Mr. Cooper. And eighth one, who turned out to be the white visitor? Why had he tried to discourage, means disappoint, Dr. Norton from buying Blackwood house? Means why had he tried that Dr. Norton not buy this house? The white visitor was Mr. Cooper. He had tried to discourage Dr. Norton from buying Blackwood house because he eventually hoped to buy it himself, because he wanted to purchase this house. Mr. Cooper wanted to buy the Blackwood house. That's why he discouraged Dr. Norton from buying Blackwood house. Then second part, vocabulary. Mesh the sentences with their meanings. So sentences with come down. The cat sat on the branch of the tree. Here, sentences with come down and meanings of come down, means there are lots of meanings of come down. Come down is one phrase and there are different meanings as per depend on the sentence. So the first one, the cat sat on the branch of the tree and refused to come down. So what is the answer? It means to move down to the ground. Second one, the aeroplane came down in the fields, damaging many crops. It means crash. Then the rain started to come down in the evening. It means to fall in large amounts. Then fourth one, the old building came down as the powerful tremors shook the ground. It means collapse, fall down. And last one, our relatives are coming down for the party, arriving at a place. So phrase is only one, but it has different meanings as depending on the sentences. Then now let's learn some grammar points. So very important point, a modal verb. A modal verb or modal auxiliary verbs is a helping verb that is used with a main verb. Means there are two types of helping verbs. One is primary auxiliary verb and second is modal auxiliary verb. They are called helping verb also. They use They are used with a main verb, and modal auxiliary verbs have their own meanings, and one by one we will learn about it. So here function, then modal and examples. So first one, expressing ability or inability means capacity. To express capacity, how many modals are there? Can, can't, could, couldn't means could not. These four are showing ability, capacity. Examples like my mother can speak English, it shows ability, but she can't read Gujarati, inability. I could run faster when I was young. Now could is used to express the ability in past. So I could run faster when I was young, talking about past. And I could not swim when I was young, talking about inability in the past, expressing inability or ability in the past. Second one, asking for and giving permission. Ask and giving permission, we use can, could or may. Means there are lots of use of one modal. You don't say that can is only showing ability. No, can has lots of use, could has, like they have different use also. So can, could and may, these three are used to asking for and giving permission. Like can we go home, could we go home now. These two are formal and more polite. Like may we go home now, it is more formal and more polite. May I come in, we use in school, may I come in. And permission, like you can go home now and you may go home now. Then making a request. To make request we use two modals, could or would. So could you take a message means it is request, question mark. And would you carry this box for me? Could you pass me the book? Like these are the examples of could and would. Then giving a suggestion or advice. To advise or to give suggestion there are three words, could, should or ought to. These two are same, should or ought to, these two are same meaning. So we should work hard, we should work on the weekend, it is suggestion, it's on Saturday and Sunday. Then you should see a doctor, it is advice, suggestion. Or you ought to speak to the teacher. Ought to mean you should speak to the teacher. These three are used to give suggestion or advice. Then some other modal verbs are making an offer. To offer something we use two words, can and shall. Like can I help you and shall I help you with your homework. Shall is used only with I and we. Then expressing obligation and necessity. Obligation means compulsory, requirement. To express requirement or compulsory we use this word must, must not, have to, don't have to. So must, you must follow the traffic rules. You must not talk loudly, obligation, that you have to wear our sweaters now and you don't have to fill in the form. Then expressing possibility, probability or improbability means possibility. We are not sure, possible that. So in that we use three words, should, must and can't. Like wait a minute, it must be them means possibility, strong possibility. Then second one, they should have reached home by now, probability, maybe. Or that can't be true means improbability. Or probability you can use this, like you are not sure about that. We use these three words when we are not sure about anything. Then next one, making an offer or a promise. We use only one word, will, to make a promise. Like we will come and see you next week. It means it is promise. I will buy a new mobile phone tomorrow. It is called promise. Means definitely you will buy, but definitely you will come and see next week. Then last one, Expressing preference as a conditional or asking question, we use would. As a conditional, like if I had a cycle, I would ride it to go to the sports academy, means condition. If I had a cycle, then I would ride. Or would you lend me that book please? Here asking a question, also we use would. So these all are modal auxiliary verbs, they are called helping verbs also. Now let's solve some exercises on this. Here already you have given some options. First question, dash you run as fast as Suraj. Here ability, it means can. Can you run as fast as Suraj? Second one, I dash find my shoes anywhere. Means it is anywhere means not. It means here can't. I can't find my shoes anywhere. Third one, dash I leave now. Here it is request, so may, formal, more polite. Fourth one, you dash work harder to get good result. Here suggestion, advice, it means should. You should work harder. The next one, dash it dash rain tomorrow, means possibility, so might. It might rain tomorrow. Last one, leave immediately or you dash miss the bus. Only one is remaining, that is will. Leave immediately or you will miss the bus. Then second exercise, complete the sentences with modals. Use the function mentioned in brackets for each sentence. Dash we exchange our books, making a suggestion. It means shall. Shall we exchange our books? Or you can use should also, no problem. Second one, I dash join you next time, means making a promise. Then one word is there, that is will. I will join you next time. Third one, the captain said the players dash assemble at 4 p.m. in the school ground today. Obligation means compulsion, so must. Obligation use must assemble. Fourth one, you dash wear the school uniform tomorrow. No obligation means may. You may wear the school uniform tomorrow means not compulsory, no obligation. Or you must not, also you can use. You may wear the school uniform tomorrow, no any compulsory. And next one, I dash I get you some water, making an offer. So use can I get you some water? And last one, you dash be kinder to animals, giving an advice. So use should. For advice we use should. You should be kinder to animals. And last exercise, read these sentences and give suitable responses using modals. One has been done for you. This box is quite heavy, it means I can't lift it. Second one, ma'am, I feel sick. So answer is you may go out. Third one, she cannot open her lunch box. So what is the suitable answer? I can help her. Fourth one, it's sad that I could not go home this week. So you should go next week. Wait, I hear footsteps outside. It means it could be Rita. And last one, look, the board says silent zone. Do you know what it means? Yes, we must keep quiet. So here we have completed full lesson with exercises. I hope you enjoyed this, and in next video we will start new lesson. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you very much.